we're in the $200 tournament here. Just pause the screen if you don't know what's going on. We got Marko versus Frank. Here we go. Let's get it going. The people have been waiting. The people need this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ba 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 ba. Lock game. Launch game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another round of the Blitz World Series.
Ba 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 ba. Here we go, guys. We are in the pro round on the crater map. We got Frank in red fighting out of the US of A. On the left, we got Marko in yellow fighting out of Finland on the right. Both a couple of top-level players, and hats off to these guys. They came in the final hour. We had 2 dropouts from the pro bracket, and top-level players are hard to find. So Zane dropped out, and Marko stepped in, which is always a treat. Marko is obviously one of the greatest players in the game right now. And then Kian dropped out, which is unfortunate because he was a favorite to win this tournament. So Kian dropped out. And I was able to recruit Frank at the last minute here with a bit of nudging. Hats off to Frank because, like I said, it's not fun when someone says, hey, man, you want to step into a tournament with a map you don't know on a format you don't know with no practice, even though you don't really even play the game anymore, and do you want to try to play the best player in the world? It's never a fun task. It's not something people want to take on. So hats off to Frank for stepping in here, giving us some entertainment, not letting Marko just get a default win, which is never, never fun. So Marko in now with some early conscript action. A lot of early infantry on this map. Frank's going to learn that one the hard way right now, it looks like. Yeah, and building into that cliff, we call that the death triangle for a reason. You really don't want to build towards that cliff because then people can shoot down on you. Marko, hard to say how much practice Marko's gotten in on this map. I know he was practicing a bit just right before this, but he, you know, obviously he hasn't been playing it much. He did just join the tournament yesterday. So, you know, he's probably got more reps than Frank. I don't think Frank's really played it at all, but anyway, Frank's a top-level player. It is best of 9. We'll see if Frank can wheel and deal here and make something happen. Now, Marko into that crater to heal up a little bit. Marko out now with some desos. So Frank out now with his own conscripts. How many rounds is it? It's best of 9. The tournament's 3 rounds, I guess. We can get a hype dance. Get a hype dance going. We're here. We got it going. We got 2 players, 2 dropouts, 2 replacements. It was not easy. It was not easy. That's really the moral of the story. It is an absolute headache. It's like herding cats around here. But again, appreciate these guys stepping in and giving us some entertainment. Always fun to watch a couple top-level players like this make something happen. So here we go into Rhino Wars, and that's where, you know, Frank's going to excel here. Frank's tank control, you know, a little rusty certainly, and in this position he's just behind on tanks, which is never good. But if Frank can figure out the map, and Frank quits out. If Frank can figure out the map, figure out his build a little bit here, might be able to make something happen. Never count Frank out. All right, Soviet. So Soviet versus Soviet. Quick one up for Marko. Gave it to Frank. Nope. So now Allied versus Allied here. This one will be interesting to see as well. How much Frank is able to kind of work his some of his Allied stuff. Frank's the top level. For those of you guys not familiar with Frank, Frank's an OG. One of the best players to ever do it. He just doesn't really play that much anymore. Obviously, the founder of the SFJ movement, focuses a lot on that mod stuff now, but has some of the top level micro in the game. Really, really beautiful balances of, you know, using air and tanks, fodder, things like that. It's just a question of if he's going to be able to deal with this map, which is going to be very tricky because here comes the GIs, and yeah, Frank's going to need a counter very, very quickly. AFC out. See if he brings a Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL could be interesting. Ooh, brings an Eagle out. And these GIs will clean it up pretty quick. Okay, so there's the Navy SEAL. Whoa, is he going to save this AFC? Wow, does save the AFC. You know, we talk about the Navy SEAL counter a lot, and we don't see it very often. A Navy SEAL on his own, as we just saw, can clean up infantry obviously very quickly. And Navy SEAL and IFV completely nerfs infantry, so it is interesting. And so now we see what we call the rodeo opening right now, where you start mixing a little air, a little land, Rockies, Eagles, and tanks all at the same time. It's a very, very difficult opening economically to manage, to not go broke. And you really have to get maximum value out of each and every one of your units. Your Eagle needs to hit every time it has a bomb ready. Your tanks need to get their damage done. Everyone needs to be working in flush. Your Rockies need to be hitting. It's very, very difficult to manage. But Frank is, well, Frank's a top-level player at this kind of opening, so it'll be interesting to see. But he is significantly behind on tanks right now. We'll see if Marko's able to push in here. So Frank does take that power plant. That's nice. Should speed up his build a little bit here. And Frank might be looking for a little Navy SEAL hit here. This would be huge. Marko sees it. Oh, Marko does not see it coming. Now Marko sees it. Could have been interesting. If Frank could have got in there and targeted one of those oils, he would have got a massive chain reaction. We don't see many Navy SEAL hits in Blitz. You know, we took the engineers off, so obviously you don't see the NG rushes, but Navy SEALs, Crazy Ivans can still get a lot done. We don't see them often, though. AFC Wars here. Frank sneaks in, takes that AFC. So now Marko needs to keep his Eagles flying. Frank doesn't want to land his Eagles because they're going to get hit. This is a really interesting standoff with these Eagles right now. So here comes Marko's Eagles. Is Frank going to save them? Oh, okay, so Frank does save his Eagles now. And now Frank's going in to hit Marko's AFC. Oh, but Frank's not juiced up. Frank doesn't have any bombs in those. So Frank needs to rebuild his AFC. He's got to keep... Ooh. Okay, so he rebuilt his AFC, did lose one. So now Marko out with tank destroyers. Frank just pumping the Grizzlies. Frank's a ride or die Grizzly kind of guy. Straight Grizzlies is kind of his thing. Another AFC war coming here, and that gonna get in. Only loses one Eagle for it. And now, so Marko now has multiple AFCs, and that's allied versus allied in Blitz. You know, losing and maintaining AFCs is kind of what makes or breaks players. So. Yeah, building the multiple AFCs was a big move. And so Frank trying to do a bit of a base walk here and just getting outgunned. Financially, they're both in similar positions, but Frank is behind on Rockies and doesn't have any anti-air. Oh, gonna try to snipe this. Oh, and that's Marko's only war factory. So that was a nice hit. Ooh, no anti-air on the bottom here. Does build a Patriot missile. Gets a Patriot missile out now. Okay, so Marko does not have a war factory right now, so he is ahead on tanks, but this should allow Frank to catch up on tanks, which would be very, very nice. Ooh, but those Rockies are devastating, and still no IFVs. So Frank forced to push here with the Grizzlies. Rockies getting a lot of damage done. Ooh, and Frank is low power right now, and so he's going to continue to target the power. Frank bringing in his Rockies. Frank does have an elite Rocky in that group, doing a lot of work, and Marko is going to lose his Rockies here. Hard to say at what cost. And now the Grizzly battle. Frank is out Grizzlied here. Frank forced to pull back now. And Marko able to play off that crater and keep healing up. And again goes low power. And Marko's managing his power so well, keeping Frank low power. Frank decided to go Patriot Missile. And if you go Patriot Missile, you got to keep the power juiced up. Now we're going to lose that power plant. And now the Grizzlies pushing in on the bottom side. Frank on the higher ground here. Ooh, and Marko with the 1-2 punch. Rocky's on the top side. Going to try to dive for that AFC. Won't get it, though. But Marko's still ahead on tanks, and now Marko on multiple war factories. This is looking unfortunate for Frank. Marko now with 2 AFCs, 2 war factories, and a lot of oil. Marko on 20k and controlling the crater. Really, really tough spot. Yeah, so the problem with tank destroyers is they don't drive and shoot. So if you're in a bottleneck, you're in a position where you're maybe more of a defensive position, or where your opponent can't drive around in circles. Tank destroyers can be nice, but because they don't drive and shoot in an open field, they just don't shoot as much as a Grizzly. So even though they do a lot of damage versus tanks, they can be difficult in an open battle. So Marko picks up another one, but I'm absolutely giddy right now because these guys are putting on a show. It's fun to see top level players like this perform. I specifically told Frank the crater in the middle heals. Okay. Yeah, Frank said, I don't know what you got going on in the middle, but it's darn cool. BB Glass, shout out to BB Glass, map maker on this one, came up with the healing crater. Player like Frank saying something's cool, man. Frank's a top level modder, so BB Glass, take that one to the heart. Compliment from Frank on a mod is always a good compliment to have. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. So, game number 3 now. Game number 3, we got Frank with Soviet, Marko with Allied. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I said, to be fair to Frank, I roped him into this 15 minutes ago. You know, here come the early GIs. We'll see what the counter is going to be. You got to expect the early infantry every single point on this map. I don't know. Is he going to bring a radar and try to get a Deso out? Alright, what's the counter for these GIs, Frank? Ooh, sentry gun. Flak track at least? No, Rhino. That ain't good. Okay, so now flak tracks to try to counter these GIs, which can work with the proper amount of micro and control. It is possible. Alright, so now we have Marko not pushing in with these GIs, and it's interesting to see the respect that Marko is giving Frank right here. You know, against a lesser player, you'd look at this matchup right now and you would definitely push the GIs, but a player like Frank, he can get a lot done. Marko does sneak in and snipe a flak, and so now Frank out with his radar, so a Deso will be coming here. Yep, and so Marko waited too long on those GIs, and now those GIs lose all their mileage as the Deso enters the field. Eagles to counter. And again, Frank chooses to use stationary anti-air. It's very interesting. It takes a lot of power, but against an allied player in Blitz, I think, you know, cannoning up your base is actually a pretty good move. The Eagles are just such a constant threat that chasing them around with flak tracks can be absolutely exhausting. So go heavy flak cannons, get your power flush, and make it happen. Marko looks like he's going to try to take a bite here on the bottom side. Frank a bit out of position. Marko's going to be able to snipe at least an oil. Marko pulling back now. Frank needs to push in with the Deso. Ooh, that's going to be that oil is going to get a big chain reaction. Should take out most. Ooh, didn't take out most of those GIs. All right, so there goes the GIs. And so Frank now going to try to come with the back door. Frank's got a decent amount of rhinos here. He just needs to avoid this paradrop for sure. Marko pushed super early tech. Marko on a battle lab, now destroyed, but Marko got a BF out. Sorry guys, I was sleeping out the wheel there. Marko super early battle lab tech. Very impressive to be able to maintain an economy pushing tech that early. So he only got one BF out before that battle lab got destroyed. So Marko has a very dangerous build right now. If Frank was able to get a dive on one of these back oils, ooh, but Frank pushes in a really bad spot. Ooh, into a lot of GIs. There's a lot of openings here. There's no reason to push the defensive side. Now Frank should go bounce into the crater and heal up. Look at all of his bruised tanks. So Frank should go bounce into the crater. He only got one BF, and so Marko now with no War Factory and no Battle Lab. Marko's going to try to defend the crater, doesn't want Frank to juice up. Frank, questionable tank control here, going to lose a couple rhinos for nothing. That's unfortunate. Okay, so, yep, and so now Marko with center control, and Frank doesn't have any mobile anti-air, so these Rockies kind of prevent him from leaving his base right now. Is Marko going to try to push here? Yeah, Marko's going to go try to snipe that. Oh, gets that flat cannon out. Going to try to go after the flat cannon with the Grizzlies. That BF, massive range on top of that cliff. Does lose the bottom War Factory. Frank's still on 2 War Factories, though. IX AQQ. Hi, X. Hey, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out. Voice change. We'll get the voice change in a second. I got you. So we got a sniper in that BF, and up on that cliff has massive range, countering those Desos. Really tricky for Frank. I don't know why Frank keeps pushing the top side with his rhinos. I'd like to see him go on the bottom side. It's hard to say. He might not have a good scout in. Like I say, he doesn't really know this map, so a bit unfortunate. No anti-air in this group. Has to run from these Rockies. And okay, so now Frank out with the flak tracks, and Frank quits. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. I think maybe Frank didn't have a good scout in, because he did have there was a slight window of opportunity there for Frank with those. He was ahead on rhinos, um, and just kind of made the wrong push there. But hard to say. Hard to say. Come on, Frank, buddy, put up a point. There's 40 of us in here that are rooting for you. Not necessarily rooting against Marko, but just rooting for a great game. Come on, Frank. All right. Player like Frank, trial by fire, pressure makes diamonds. You kick him in the teeth a couple times, he's looking to kick you back. Building in, oh yeah, so we see, sorry, I was mixing players up there for a second. So we got Frank on the right here, coming in with the early GIs. Marko going to try to counter with conscripts. Frank does not need to push into this sentry gun. But if Frank can control this cliff, he's got a lot of targets. So if Frank can take control of this cliff, he can take that oil, it'll chain react the power plant, it would be absolutely massive. Frank decides to reroute instead, going bottom side. We'll see how Marko counters. Marko out now with rhinos. We don't see a radar from Marko. Oh, and a power plant. So Frank does have a bit of time before the Desolator is going to come. We'll see if Marko can get some, or Frank can get something out of it. Marko a handicap. I think that's a good idea. So able to clean them out with the with those rhinos. Now the rhino's able to play off the crater to juice up. Okay, so now the Desolator out. So wasn't able to get much done with those GIs, but that's certainly the move. You got to try to make the push with the GIs. Yeah, especially, I mean, GIs aren't cheap, you know. To push the GIs, pretty much, you know, the Desolator's going to come. Frank says he's struggling to number his teams. Oh, Frank, buddy. Believe in yourself, Frank. Oh, God. Look at this army. Why is there flak troopers coming? Jesus. All right, best of 9. It is match point now. Marko on 4. We go back to Soviet versus Soviet. Roy Compera, first time chat. All right, Jaz and Luke, you guys stick around. We got another match coming up right after this. Jaz versus Luke should be a good one. All right, so back to Soviet versus Soviet. Now, you guys, we're living either one of two realities right now. If you believe in the multiverse theory and you understand quantum mechanics, then we're actually living both. But right now, reality splits off in multiple directions. Okay, so right now, reality is going to split off in multiple directions. And we are all going to travel down one of those paths. Now, one of those realities is the reality where Marko crushes Frank at this point and wins 5-0. And we all say, oh, Frank's tilted, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's another reality where Frank makes an epic, heroic 5-0 run right now and makes a comeback. And that's the reality. That's just quantum mechanics. Every single version of reality will happen because there's an infinite amount of branches, right? So there's a version of reality where Frank wins the next 5 games with nuclear missiles. That's the reality. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not the scientist. I'm just telling you guys what the science says. So it's up to us right now to all mentally close our eyes and will a reality onto ourselves where something really exciting happens, like Frank making a 5-0 run. So everyone just close your eyes for a second, try to pull that reality towards us, cross your fingers, and we'll see what we can get out of it. Wisdom says 5-0. Roy Compera, come on, man. You didn't know I streamed? Buddy, this is where the action is, man. This is where it's live. This is the live. Now you're in the Blitz pit, man. You're in here, man. You're living it in real time. YouTube's like, you know, you got that third wall there. You can't talk to me. You're talking to me now. I'm talking back. Frank pushing in now. I think we may have got the version of reality we all wanted. Oh, but there's some fodder. Oh, there's a Deso. Oh, God, there's a sentry gun. Oh, God, the rhinos are dying. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.